And then I peeked through because I was a little child. I was only 5 or 6, I think,
Okay.
and I was curious. I looked through and said, I want to see how a bullet looks like. So I just hopped up and I looked, and then I felt something really hot and on my back. Uh, Luckily, I wore a thick sweater, so it
Yeah.
went to zoop. It really hot on my back, but I didn't get hit. And
So it
then
didn't scrape you?
it didn't. It
Just
just
you
burned barely,
It's
like
because it went so fast.
yeah, it went so fast. And my
Yeah.
mom, she got
Pulled
us
it out.
pulled
Wow.
out, yeah, pushed us, took us there. But
What, was it attacked by pirates or something? Was it?
no, it wasn't. It was by the communists, to be calm.
So while you were on the boat, the
Mhm.
communists
They
came
were
after you,
chasing.
and they were shooting,
Yeah. They used machine gun. They literally did.
and people died on the boat.
Yes, they kept they shot. They kept shooting, shooting, and shooting. I picked this one because it's totally it has a lot of fragments pieces representing broken dreams and broken bones and flesh that I
Okay.
witnessed during the tragedy.
Okay, so that's really
And then this
interesting.
is the part where it like fell off from the sky. This is like the ocean. People who were killed got dropped off the ocean.
They got dropped in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you escape this?
Okay, then finally there was a man. He stood up and he stopped the engine, and his arm that flew up right like that because it was a beam of bullets coming into the boat
Okay.
constantly throughout the whole time. So I think I don't know, I don't remember how many people died, but there was a lot of people
How
died.
many people were on the boat?
80 people to start with,
Okay.
and then
How did you get out of this though? How did you?
and then that minute the man stopped the engine, they stopped the gun, the shooting.
Okay.
So they pulled us back to shore, and they gave two big transportation boat, one for the dead body, one for the wounded one, and one for the one who would go to the prison. So I survived. My mom and my sister survived, and we all got transferred to prison. But what haunted me until now is that there was a little boy. He was only like 4.
Mm.
He got shot. He was right next to me. His back got a big hole, and he kept asking his dad, he said, "Daddy, when are we going to the hospital?" And his daddy kept, said, "We will in just 5 minutes." And then they asked like several times, and every time his dad said, "We will, honey, we will." It's so close to the hospital. And then shortly, like 10 minutes, he died. He's only 4, but he asked the same question for 4 or 5 times.
Mm.
And every time his dad was covered the hole on his back the whole time because it was a big hole and blood coming out.
Okay.
It was really really sad. And he died in front of me, you know. And then I saw something really warm on my shoulder.
Sure.
I thought I got wounded. I took down, it was a piece of flesh from the woman next to me.
Mm.
So that was the sad part, the really traumatizing part. While we were in prison, they did not give any food. And I had to, they beat the captain so bad. Every night I heard him yelling and screaming. But they didn't beat the children, but they didn't give any food. So I had to go around the prison with a container, container for the permanent prisoners. They have food, portions. So I asked them for food.
And did they give you some?
Yeah, they were nice.
Were they?
The prisoners. They were, interestingly, there were a lot of Thai prisoners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were really nice to me. Yeah, the prisoners. Yeah. One morning, my mom heard that he was kept in prison in the deep jungle in the central Vietnam, and he saw us a few times. We visited him, and he told us that he won't be able to make it home, and my mom gave him a couple pictures of us, and he told me, this is what he told me when I'm here. He said every day he works out in the labor camp. He look at our picture.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
And that gave him the motivation to escape.
Right.
So he did escape.
He did.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
He went to one day he was out in the field. He left. He never came back to the prison. And he ate all kind of animals, cockroaches, worms, you name it, in the prison in the jungle for like
to stay alive.
Yeah, for like days,
Yes.
And then he said that one morning they were looking for him. They were like a group of people with guns.
Guards probably,
Yeah.
or police.
And they shot around the jungle so much, but they didn't know he was underneath them in a thick pile. Everything was tall season. Thick pile. He was underneath them. They stepped on
dug
him.
down, and put lots of leaves over him.
Yeah. And then he walked through. He saw a little light lit up at nighttime. He kept walking through that direction, and then he saw this old couple. And when they met him, they knew he was a prisoner.
And that he had escaped.
Yeah. So they helped him. They knew what to do, and they helped him. And they put they watched for the schedule of the guards. And then one day they put the wagon full of wood, chop wood, and he was underneath
the pile.
And that's how he got
out
to Saigon, and he got out to Thailand with my mom's help, some money, and he got to the trip that I told you on the boat.